Alright guys and gals, let's finish up the Modern Beach House. I think that's what it's called by LEGO Creator. This is a 3-in-1. Set number 31153, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. Remember in the last installment, we did bags 1 through 5. So bags 1 through 4 does this chunk here. We believe that bags 5 through 9 does this remainder piece, and maybe some extra stuff in between. And yeah, and for the most part, the build experience is pretty good up to a point, except even with my bad vision, I can still see that these are all pretty scuffed up. And I think we left off at a 4.4 for the review. It's really bad, just because of the packing job in here, and it feels like it's kind of like a used set. But other than that, though, if this was a near perfect set, yeah, I'd say it's not too bad. I did not find that one piece. I think it might be MIA, missing in action. Okay, well, let's begin with bag 6. That's if I can find it. Well, we found 9. Oh, there it is. It's usually the last one anyways. And yeah, let's get on with that. I found my phone stand. I just got to get it out and put it back up and stuff like that. And nothing more than when you get done with work, what's the one thing I see in my inbox is more set offers. But I don't know. I haven't looked at these sets yet, so I don't know if they're going to be decent ones or not. Alright. I haven't even looked yet. I'm going to open up all the bags. Yeah, there's a plastic bag in this one. And of course, with it being a work night, I only had like a few hours of sleep. Just couldn't sleep last night, so that was another bummer. Lego, I'm really getting fed up with this. I think the lowest I'm gonna start dropping things down is to a 2, just for playability. I can't tell if that's a mold injection part or what. It could be, but I'm looking at the scuffs. I see one more piece with scuffs. I'm going to ding it down lower. Yeah, I'm going hardcore, guys and gals. So step aside. Okay. Yeah, but at least it comes with the brick separator, so that's good. I think my lowest on this I'm going to go down is a 2. And yes, I do get a little aggressive on the ratings, but that's just how it is. And yeah, it just makes the set feel used and cheap. Hey, I'm hoping LEGO really likes the constructive reviews because, like I said, I don't sugarcoat my stuff. So yeah, about, I think 12 sets are going to be coming in addition to the... I think I'm receiving 19 sets. This is part of it. So I've got probably over 30 sets to review. I think 30 or 35, I can't remember. Somewhere in between that. A lot. And, you know, so be it. You know, it's just how it is. At least it's, I'm just hoping it's not space. I haven't looked yet. I can't tell you if it is or it isn't, but I'm just hoping that it's not. Well, here's another glass piece. Oh, that one came out unscratched, LEGO. Wow. You know, I don't get how they, or the reasoning behind the packing, but it just needs to be improved a bit. But at least I'm getting a good steady source of parts. But I'm going to be honest, a lot of these parts, like white, I got plenty of these. I mean, I know some of you have been asking about a Mega Mansion. I thought, well, I could. With all the white parts that I'm getting, I could probably build something that's white, plain, and boring, and say it's done. I'm not into modern builds, to be honest. They just don't have enough character to me. And, you know, I like stuff with a lot of color into it. Lots of, you know, like earth tones and stuff. Not those vomit colors, but if I do, it's very minimal, but not like hardcore. don't know what we're building here. Let me readjust that for you there. Yeah, these 2x2 plates with the 2 studs do come in handy. Make sure we're recording here. Yeah, so I had somebody ask me, why do I document all this? What's the point? Just to preserve my notes. I don't have to share these. This is just for my reference when I do the review. So when I come back and do the final write-ups, I can sum everything up. But here's the deal. I'm sharing it with you guys for entertainment value. I'm trying to find one of those radiator grills. There it is. The next table I build, because this one has a straight edge off, I'm going to take a router and router a groove. And it kind of dips in, like it's flat and then it dips in and comes back out. Kind of like a pencil tray. And the reason why I'm going to do that is so like the round pieces, they don't roll off the table. So that's kind of how I'm planning on doing that eventually. Must be some kind of a cobblestone walkway. That's what that looks like right there. Yeah, the birds, the morning doves woke me up this morning. And then I thought, well, okay. I went to work a little early, got it done, and now I'm here again. And it's quiet. Nobody's here. I'm happy. You know, I'm supposed to still do a face video on this and never did on this channel. I have not even gotten that far yet. And is it really, you know, worth? I know some people don't sub to the main channel, so they have no clue what I look like. Alright, this piece is not supposed to be here. I made a mistake. How do you get these studs out? Well, that's one way of doing it. So watch how you put these in here. Some of them are plates. Yeah, my allergies really are flaring up today. So I may sound a bit raspy. So let's see here. I'm missing a stud. Let's see here. It wants me to get 3 studs. That's what I'm doing now, but 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. But there's actually 4 in here. Oh, because that one step had it here at the bottom. Oh, there it is. Right there. Set that in there. Got to have the tripping hazards. I have a feeling there's going to be a door in there, too. Okay. Turn it like that. Alright. Yeah, so I got a bunch of... I only have a few tutorials left that I want to get done for the year. Like I said, I got a couple of substitutes that I want to replace with some more permanent ones. And I got 2 mocks I'd like to build. And it's hard to do it with a bunch of sets in the way. So maybe, just maybe, we can get these done. Now, I'm only going to be releasing videos. I think I may release some on Sundays, but mostly Monday through Thursday. Fridays is custom builds, which is my own personal stuff that I like to build. And Saturdays and Sundays, I don't want to deal with it. Okay. I'm missing another one of these column bricks. White, white, white. More white parts. And here I'm trying to break away from using nothing but white pieces. These in white I don't really have a whole lot of. 1x3 jumper plates, so that's kind of cool to see. The wall's kind of wobbly here. All right. I'm going to start with the 1x1 plate first because it's the lowest one. That's what it shows right there. I always start with those. Just because we got to get it done here. Yeah, I was thinking of mornings when you get up to go on vacation. That was always a magical morning. Today it almost felt like that, except work was in the way. It's like, oh man, I saw one of my neighbors getting their camper ready, and I thought, yeah, I know what that's like. I've been there. And you know, you can hear the kids were just getting excited, and I thought, oh, I remember that. When vacation came around, you know it's going to be fun time. Okay, now we got to bring this one back into frame. Let me slide all this over here. No, don't roll off. Just stay over here. This goes right in here. Just be sure to press right in here. Just make sure that that's in there pretty good. See, I'm glad now I checked. It's not really stable. Right now, anyways, it's not. I forgot to put a plate up here. Oh, that's the next step. Well, Lego, why didn't you have us put this plate on here right when... Oh, I see. It's on a seam. I was like, why didn't you have us put it on there beforehand? But now I see why. My bad. Wow, 2x4 bricks. Those are kind of getting to be rare in sets. I had somebody ask me about room tours. Why don't I do them anymore? And just to be in all fairness and all, room tours are more just like bragging about how much Lego you have, and kind of, I don't know, I just kind of don't want to do those videos. Maybe an update on how my room's being designed, or the workshop, or whatever you want to call it, but I don't want to be that type of person that just goes, oh, look what I have. You know? What I have is irrelevant, to be honest. Looks like something's going to snap right here. I've seen a lot of these lately. I don't really use them in my style of build. If you want to anchor stuff to the front, that's how you do it. Or use them for a hinge. Want to get this done in a hurry so I can review it. Okay. And once I get this done here, I'm going to have, right when I get done reviewing it, I have to do another set, because like I have said, it's going to start hitting the fan real quick. I'm going to leave the bad words out for you, but it's going to start hitting the fan, and I have to really get going on reviews. There's deadlines. And they don't give us a whole lot of dates on some of this stuff. Like, I have 30 days to get everything done. Some of these sets I'm going to have about 15 days. So while some of these are here early, that's what I want to focus on first. So one of the things that I always, you know, when I tell my viewers, if you ever get into this program, start early. You get a set and you need to review it, Do it as soon as you can, because it will not be friendly. You will actually have to do more work. You don't want to have a filming marathon at the last week. There'd be no way you'd finish all these. Like this right here is 1 day's worth of video here in terms of the like this will take 1 day in terms of, like, I'm going to release this all in 1 day, that kind of thing. All right. And that having been said, if you have 30-35 sets you got to review, yeah, you're not going to finish unless you have a bunch of buddies come over and have a build party. But even so, you actually have to know what you're going to what's your thoughts on a set. Okay. So these little hair accessories fit right inside those little holes. That's what they're for. Pretty cool. Oh, that's kind of cool. Making an alarm clock. You used to have a printed piece for that back in the day. Well, now we have the digital readouts. Let me press that down. So that's the alarm clock there. It shows it straight, but I can tell you right now that's a bed, obviously. Okay, I know my hands are in the way, I'm sorry. Alright. Sometimes some have asked me, Jay, you don't sound too exciting in some of these. I mean, I'm tired. It was a long day. And it's just sometimes I don't want to throw some fake bubbly personality at you. And today is one of those days I'm just not quite in the mood. I'm in the mood to build stuff, but not in the mood to talk all that much. But I don't want to just sit here and make this a silent video. I want to make these talkies. Okay, so we got to build some stuff here. All right, here we go. Let's start with the window frame first. Lego's starting with this. See, this is really pitted. Start with the window first because it's bigger. It's easy to hold on to that. Then we can stick this like that. And stick that on there. It's just easier that way. Even I write my building guides up and I'm like, why did I do that? And I have to do a complete revision on the build. There we go. I've been into a modern mansion one time. I had a buddy back in elementary school. His parents were pretty well off. And this place was huge. It was more like a Spanish type villa house, but this place was huge, especially for a kid. And they had a pool house, a guest house, all that stuff. And yeah, it's like, I was like, that's kind of cool. And when I went home, it's like, man, my room was about the size of this kid's closet. But nonetheless, though, his parents were divorced, and his stepdad was pretty well off. But I had an advantage. Both my parents were still married. They're still married today. And oh, that's a rubber ducky. Oh. Why do we have a rubber duck? It must be a bathroom then, huh? Or that could be the dresser. Let's see what that is. And that looks it. That is it. Gives you one extra control pad and some random pieces. That's not too bad for bag 7. I can always use those extra printed pieces, and so far, that's what we have in there. That's not too bad, huh? And I meant to say this, that was all for bag 6, my bad. But now we are in bag 7. Yes, I could have scripted that out, or filtered it out, or edited it out, or whatever. Okay. Alright, let's see how bad those are, huh? Let's open this one up before we get our... Let's get this open so I can get my chalk out of the way afterwards. Alright. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, that brought it down to a 3.4. That's pretty bad. Yep. Lego. I think the lowest I'm going to be able to go down is probably a 2 on this. Oh, some 2x14 or 6x14 plates in white. Could use those for campers or something. All right. Okay, let's get going. Jay, you really are brutal. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, no, I'm not sorry. I'm just being honest, you know. I'm going to have to be blunt on this stuff. I really want Lego to be one of the best building toys, as I enjoy putting stuff together. You know, I mean, it's only fair. Okay, so this obviously looks like it snaps on right here. This must be the front facade. You know, I really want Lego to really be a good toy, because I want kids to enjoy this for years. Well, a lot of kids today rather look at the screen than do this. This is hands-on. And for me as an adult, well, we don't want to put that on there yet. We don't know what's going on there. Yeah, glad now I didn't. But for me as an adult that stares at a screen doing computer programming and all that stuff and video editing, this is a nice treat. Because my imagination gets to work. Like a lot of these parts I already have. But just seeing some of the stuff in here, I get kind of inspired to build my own stuff. Like I said, I'm not into modern mansions, but I may have to get out of my comfort zone and build one day. This looks like we're building ourselves some windows. So this is going to be snotted together, or studs not on top together. Yeah, when I was a kid, we didn't have all these fancy plates, and some people in my age range don't like this stuff. Okay, honestly, I don't mind it. Ooh. I'm just going to put the glass in both frames right now. And they did something similar to this in the Simpsons house that they made a couple years back. But we didn't have all these cool plates, these specialty items. Alright. Glad now I put that glass in there. But yeah, that kid that had the fancy big... I almost said a bad word. The fancy Spanish villa. That place was cool. I mean, at one time I was looking for the bathroom. You know, I would never want to buy a big house like that. Today, I can imagine the air conditioning bill would have been atrocious. I mean, expensive just to cool that place down. I don't know what happened to the kid, though. I haven't talked to that guy in a long time, since, like, grade school. That's before I moved to the coast. But despite all that, though, I actually lived in a beach house. Didn't look anywhere near like this. It had more color. Whoa, where are you going? Get back over there. Whoa. Okay, we got some taps and gold. Let's just install those. Maybe it's for the lamps or something. But honestly, though, it's like for me personally, I'd like to just find me a smaller house. You looked at house prices lately? Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, right. We got the gal walking the line. So, I mean, one thing though I have to admit, this set does come with printed building guides, and the build is keeping me engaged. The color palette's a bit lacking. There's some bright colors, but nothing that really is like, wow, that's really cool. Or I really don't see any really new, unique pieces in this set, really, to be honest. I was hoping to see a bit more action here. But it looks cool on the box. But like I said, when I get to the review, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to say this set was engaging, you know. But it was just getting past the colors is the problem. Or not the colors, the scratch parts. The colors, you know, for what this is, it's fine. If this was yellow, it would look really good with some really bright colors. Okay. Oh, we're not done yet. Oh, no. Some kind of lamp here. Okay, and then this goes here. Yes, it seems kind of funny because we got to flip this assembly upside down. Place that right there. That's the lamp there. And this gets snapped on with the tan tiles facing down. Now, I'm kind of worried here about how that's all going to go together. Let's see how easy this is. I'm kind of tempted to hinge this, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it flat on the table like that. And all this has got supports here, so I think we're going to be fine. Okay, we're just going to slowly press that in. There we go. It's just easier to work on a flat surface like that. And there we go. Not too bad. And yeah, that's what we call snot method. Studs not on top. There's no studs on that. Now, when I was a kid, we didn't have all that. I mean, there were some pieces, but it's not like it is today. It's not really that. It wasn't popular. It's easy to press down instead of building sideways. Okay, so we've got a platform here. White tiles. I have tons of white tiles. Matter of fact, I got a shoebox full of overflow inventory. And that's one bad thing about white. It's just, it depends on what you're building, but sometimes it can get bland. Like I look at some of my motorhome tutorials or my trailer tutorials, and I'm like, yeah, I got to break away from the white a bit more. So I add like stripes and stuff into them. When you see the new fifth wheel that I'm bringing out, you're going to see what I mean in terms of that. So this goes on top, and it hangs over by a stud, so that's okay. I'm just going to... Now, if it's buckling like this, don't force it in. Find out why. Sometimes this stuff is not lined up. They want to, like this, it's just not going down. Could be this thing under here too. There we go. See how it's starting to lift up right there? My voice is starting to crack. That's what it looks like. All right. So now we got to join these two pieces together, and I got to get the turntable freed up. I have some old set reviews on it, and there you go. Looks like it's flat in the back. It may be easier to do this on a turntable. We'll take a look at the next few steps here. Okay. And that's it. And yeah, we're going to be building like the swimming pool portion. So that's what we have remaining. Let me go dig up the turntable and we'll come back. Alrighty, now we're going to move on to bag 8. So I think we're actually done with the mansion. And you know what, I forgot to get the thing for this. So stand by. I knew I forgot something. Alright. I had to dump a bunch of old reviews and stuff off there and a couple of tutorials. You probably won't see this tutorial that was on this until the end of the year. Let me put that over there. Yeah, I've seen some guys that do this YouTube stuff, this Lego stuff professionally. Professional product reviewers. Everything's positive. And they got their game together. And here, I kind of keep it half-baked, you know. I already have a professional career. I don't need 2 of them under my belt. There we go. Now, somebody's tucking a face plant. Wow, that's not cool. Okay. Or we could just build on the top of that. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Oh, my goodness, there's actually color for once. Oh, cool. Alright. What are we starting with? The gray stuff. Alright. At least they have these labeled as bag 8. That's one thing bad about the way these are open. When you tear these, they just get sloppy. You just got to be careful. That's the only bad thing about paper, but sadly we don't have transparent paper bags. That'd be really cool. But we haven't gotten that advanced yet. So I got to hold them up to the light. I wonder how much of this is damaged. Alright, I mean, we're already at a 3.4 or something? The lowest I can go down and ding it off for bad parts is 2. A couple of points for some parts coming apart, and there's, we're missing 1 piece, as far as I know of. But once the pieces are scratched, it's not like I looked at it wrong and then it was just my mistake. Yeah. Alrighty. I was looking for a few of these for a project. It comes with 2 of them. And we got the bright green. You can tell the difference. They call this dark green, and this is actually regular green. So, yeah. So this is going to be the pool. I notice this table springs when I'm recording. And I think it's because I'm actually sitting on 2 rubber containers underneath, which I need to take those out. These are actually speakers that I'm building on, a set of stereo speakers. I need to, and it's just, I don't use them anymore. I'm not into the whole loud stuff. They got a couple of 18-inch woofers in them and horn tweeters. Basically, these were speakers under here were actually ones you use for PAs, like, you know what the DJs would use. And what I did was I think it was that fake carpet stuff was just getting really tethered. So I just get some oak veneer and faced everything off, put a nice fancy top on them, and I thought, well, that makes good nightstands. That was back when I was a teenager, so I thought, well, there we go. That is a nice piece of furniture. That's why I can't get rid of them just yet. And I still need this one plate here in brick yellow or tan, whatever you want to look at it as. Somebody did ask me Do I ever get tired of Lego? Sometimes I'm kind of don't want to build anything. So yeah, you don't notice on my channel because sometimes I'll get in those spurts. I'm just mass building stuff. A couple weeks ago, that's what I was doing. Is I was mass building a bunch of projects. Like just tutorials were just flowing out of my mind. I had some that were in storage that needed to be built, so I built those. And so I was on a tutorial marathon. So all the cars are done for the year. And I still got a couple more vehicles that I want to build. And what I'm thinking about doing is just building a few more. I have one in December I may substitute for something else, a vehicle. If I decide not to, that's fine, but I have a filler. It's always good to have a few videos in inventory just in case. Like if I'm not in the mood to work on something, I can do that, change my mind. Yeah, but hey, if you guys are watching this and you say, hey, I want to see the other alternative models, we can do that. So what I'm going to do though, when I get done with this, I'll just pack this one up inside of a tote with the building guides, and then that's what we'll do. We'll start on that. Okay, so we got a bunch of water here. Must be just like a lap pool or something. This doesn't look like anything. My swimming pools are bigger. Even my coin ponds are bigger. Yeah, but one of the tutorials that there's a few tutorials, I think 2 of them this year, that these were tutorials that were on the back burner. And finally got around to doing them. One of these tutorials was way back in, remember the family suburban house, the one with the 3-car garage? Yeah, that one had a build out of it that I wanted to do. Finally got to it. Oh, I like how that sounded. Must be the beach right there. Who's all ready for the beach this summer? I was even trying to get parents, even my girlfriend, to want to go to the beach, and none of them wanted to do it this year, and I said, okay. You know, it's like, guys, you guys want to just sit around town? Yeah, pretty much. I want to relax this summer. I'm like, okay, cool. I will be in the Lego room, I guess. To some, this is a treat. To me, I'm like, it'll always be here. Alright, don't forget the little tile that goes, this little piece here that goes in the corner right here. Yeah, I'm not really much into modern. But I saw this set though on the box. I thought, oh, I haven't done a house build in a while. That's a creator set. I mean, these are usually always fun. And that light bulb is still flickering around. I got to get a replacement because it won't be for long before it breaks. If it does, then I'm going to be out of luck there. I got the floodlight, but you notice I rarely ever use it. I only use it on special occasions. got a couple of other things I want to build for camping. And I got to thinking about the camping stuff. I think of some other camping builds that I could do. I don't know, camping stuff I could just go on for months building, you know. I should just tailor my YouTube channel strictly for camping builds. But just like doing Lego set reviews, they would get pretty boring after a while, and I don't want to do that. I want to burn myself out of something good. And it looks like this goes right there. Okay, I see here. Yeah. I wish there was more people in my area that like doing Lego stuff. I'd like to see if we can push a club or something out here. They do have stuff for kids, but we're talking more for adults who enjoy this stuff as relaxing. I'm sure there's other AFOLs out here. But when I looked, there's not even an ambassador club out here, or there's no lugs or Lego user groups. None of that even exists out here. And I thought, well, I could start a lug or something, and then I was told that they're not looking for any more lug members or making any more lug communities. And I thought, well, if I'm going to be doing a show, I'm not going to just mess my personal time into it right now. I don't even have time to do that. That's not too bad. Too bad you didn't have any dark blue base plates to put in there. Even dark azure would be cool. Alright. Yeah, if it ain't at the end of a bottle or something that you can inhale, people are not interested, I guess. I was trying to start one up, and then I got the usual, oh, you're going to serve beer? How come if there's a six-pack? I'm like, oh, we don't need that. I want to just kind of relax, shoot the breeze, and just build stuff while we're doing it. This is what we do when we're on a Discord call. We'll get on call and we'll all build things while we're just talking about stuff. We all do our own things while we're talking. Yeah. So, I mean, this build is still keeping my interest. It is. It's just... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What do we have here? Oh, I forgot to put the stud down there. Okay, there's a stud that goes right there. And put these in here. Must be a little pier. Like a, yeah, like a little pier. Don't forget the little tile in the corner here. I almost forgot that. Alright, so apparently I forgot some stuff because I got these two pieces here. Okay, I can tell you right now I forgot to put this in here. Okay. So let's backtrack and see what I forgot here. Lego, you need to highlight this. Okay, and this goes up here. So if you got spare pieces, check it out and make sure you know. And that's what we have remaining for bag 8. And Yeah. Here we got 9. Let's see what we have in this one. What kind of goodies lie inside the package? Alright. This one's got some color in it, mostly black parts. A lot of friction pins, so I'm hoping we're going to be tying some stuff together. Must be the trees and the foliage. I do see some leaf parts in there. Okay. Oh, we've got to attach the pool, though. Oh, we can do that real quick. And I think this just sits in there. I don't think you really snap in place. Well, there we go. So there, that's what it looks like there. See? Not too bad. Slide that back off to the side there. And now we are going to start attaching tiles in here. So we're not done with this part here yet. Where does that one go? Oh, I see. We got to... So, all this right now, it looks like it's modular, but it's not. I really would have hoped. Okay, you're going to take a face plant. We're going to put you in the pool. You can stare at the failing LED lamp while you're doing that. Wait, hold on. Is that door going to open up? Okay, I was just making sure. There's some studs right there. I thought that door wasn't going to open up. It's like, uh-oh, we got a failure here. No, it's not failing. Not yet, anyways. Oh, some of these signs are in that aqua blue, light aqua. Cool. Okay. Alrighty, we got that done. Okay, that's why they left out this tile right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip on the porch light. You got to remember to put that there. The porch light, the floodlight. Okay. And yeah, you can easily forget parts in here real quick. When you get to this type of stuff, take your time. So we're building some lounge chairs. Let's start popping all these out here. We got to build 2 of them. So it looks like now for bag 9 it's just accessories. And that's cool. So what I'm going to do right now, start on that. One of my buddies asked me, what does your girlfriend think about all this? She says she thinks it's like walking into a toy store. Like, yeah, that's not quite what I was hoping for, but yeah, she's like, it feels like I'm walking into a toy store or Legoland. Neither of us have been to Legoland, so we have no clue. Supposed to be like that. Just check and make sure the record light. This camera does not have a red light on it, or maybe it's turned off. I don't know, but I don't know if it's recording unless I do that. Alrighty, and then these go in here like that. Kind of like an intricate design there, and this one goes back on that. It's just probably like that. Makes you want to go swimming, huh? Go sit by the pool. And let me show exactly where these go, but they do go on these studs here. It's kind of a hole right there. If you step off of the wrong thing, you're going to fall and knock your noggin on that. Yeah, my hands are in the way. I'm sorry. Like I said, I still get those comments. Why don't you work behind the table? Then you won't see what then I won't be able to see what I'm doing. And then it would be so confusing. These chairs are just kind of flimsy. I mean, the set's already gotten a failing grade. I don't think it's going to matter at this point. See, they just want to fall off. I mean, they barely stick onto these studs here. Like, I can't even get that to lock in place. Well, they're just supposed to sit in there. It looks like they're supposed to lock in that too, but... Huh. Yeah, they just fall off. Well, now this one's anchored down really good. You got me, guys and gals. I don't know. There we go. See how the cushions are kind of getting kind of crooked on that? Yeah, that's not too user-friendly. Alright, so now we're going to start with the stepping stones. Let's start with the studs first, because we're going to have to do this in order. There's a bunch of parts right in the call-out thing there. The parts list. So let's start with the studs first. This stuff could have been put on a bit more, but I understand why they do that. Even I do that in my builds. And then the next one here is the round tiles. I used to like using these for stepping stones when I was a little kid. Got ourselves a wine glass. Okay, it goes right here. I didn't see it right there because the book was like this and I didn't notice it until just now. It's like, where does it go? And I saw the arrow just barely peeking through. And then the next thing is the 2x2 plate. Yeah, when I get done with this, I'm going to review this really fast and just kind of get it out of the way. And start working on the, well, I hate when these tiles are upside down. I can never pick them up. So I can, we're going to unbox another set later on today too. Yeah, it's just trying to prevent myself from getting burned out, but I have to do these at this point. Even with this one tile here. It's right there. It must be the skimmer that skims the leaves and stuff out of the pool. We don't know what it does yet. I have no clue. Alrighty. Well, this looks like a very familiar design. Didn't I build something like that several years ago? What was it called? The outdoor fire pit? The portable fire pit? Because I did the same method here. Lego, yes, this is almost the same method. Lego, are you still in my ideas? Because if I find out that's one of my tutorials, I will not be in a good mood. Seeing here, what color of those do we need? I mean, I know ideas kind of merge together and stuff, but come on. Except, you know what I used on the bottom of mine? A nose cone, or a cone. So yeah, somebody's been snagging my ideas, because that's just too close. But I stuck flames in mine. There's hollow studs, and we got some flames. I doubt this thing has tiki torches, but we don't know yet. Shows two of those, but I only see just the one. It's a hollow stud. Let's see here. There's just too many parts. This little stuff after a while kind of gets to me because it's just like you're going so full blast in a set, next thing you know you're slowed down to a crawl. Let's make sure here. We got the flames here. Let's pop the flames out. Because if I have to get up and get another part here, I'm going to ding in another point, because remember we already had a half a point removed. I don't see any parts. We're in bag 9, so let's make sure. Yep, that's it. So I have to get up and find a part, and if it doesn't show up, then we know we're going to have to ding it off a point. I will be right back. Well, I had to take it off of one of my mocks, so yeah, if it doesn't show up, that will get dinged down on a half a point. Because it asked for 2 here, and there was only 1 in here. It may show up, we don't know yet. Alright, so this goes in here. Stealing ideas, and now you're cheating me out of parts. Alright. A lot of things are happening in this step here. Let's grab 3 studs. And hollow stud, green one, must be for a plant. I'm looking for quarter rounds. Alright, so we got that corner done there. Let's put the tile here. Just to probably simulate some rocks or something here. Yeah, I really want to get into, you know, it's so sad. This is, you know, this, if you've seen my thing on the amphitheater, this whole house would fit inside that area. Yeah, this just tells you the quality of my builds. Alright. At least it's not a boring set to put together by any means. Now we're putting together plants. Cool. Now we're doing something else. I'm gonna order some more of these leaf pieces here. These are always nice to have. And it's always good to have a few extra foliage parts. And, alright. You want to make sure it's like this, because it's going right here in the corner right here. I believe that's where it's going, right there. So like in this area right there. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's what the little box by the pool was for. They're for flippers that I can't pick up, because I don't have the long, gross fingernails that some of the guys do. There we go. We got the flippers installed. So they stuck one of these feather pieces right inside that little tube. Goes right in the center. Barely tacks in. That thing's, boy, the one I built was a little better than that. Oh, we put the cherries inside the glass. I don't like just setting items like this in here without them being anchored, because that's just something that's going to get lost later on. Okay, now we got to build some palm trees. Okay, and when we build trees, they're fun up to a point. Especially when I do my spruce trees. Building one spruce tree is not bad. When you got to build 17 of them for a project, it gets to be pretty tedious. I think that's how that goes in. These come in lime green. Cool, I could use those. Alright. We got to make 4 of these. Let's go ahead and make these first. Now I get done with this, I got to hurry up and go outside and clean my AC coils real quick on the house, because it's going to get hot real quick. A couple of days. We've been hitting in the 60s and 70s, but out here weather can change real quick, and I fired it up earlier and it blows cold, but I want to make it more efficient so I'm not burning electricity up and wearing out my unit that's old. Alright. Now these are kind of tooth pieces. They have them in this color. So bag 9 is actually the longest, I think, just because you're building nothing but accessories. It's almost like building those botanical sets. I like those. I know a lot of people, I know a lot of guys don't like them. But they're very relaxing to put together. You are getting a good build experience. Except for the roses, the dozen roses that were a little repetitive, but it was still a really good theme to build. She's getting close to the end. We're almost done. Yay! Oh, yucky. I gotta do that. Okay, we're gonna have to really breeze through that. That's what the hole by the pool was for. Okay, well, let's start finding parts. Hope there's only one of these. Now, the way this is positioned, I'm going to try to do, there's 9 of these, is try to keep the notches facing the house. So I'm going to just do it like that. And they do the notch just in case you get a peg stuck in there. You can just take a brick separator and wiggle it out. But, you know. Yeah, I'm kind of still torn on just making exclusive tutorials on my YouTube members. The thing with YouTube members is that when I get a tutorial done, they go on YouTube members first. Right now there's going to be a tutorial coming up that will not be released until 2025. And so YouTube members will see it. As a matter of fact, it's going to be released 15 months earlier than if I were to release it. So some things I've been moving around, and I'm like, I don't like this tutorial here, I'm going to move it somewhere else. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. Let me stick that in there. Just going to hold right, put my finger right there. and just rotate that in. There we go. And it goes right there. There we go. Sure, there's something else that goes in that hole. We got to build another tree. Okay, let's get on that one. But I may do some exclusive tutorials, but I think the early releases, if I do exclusives, I don't know yet. I got to think of how I want to do it, because I want to do parts lists for those. And I'm just trying to think of how I want to do it so it's fair. But at least I have early releases for everybody. Sometimes I try to upload at least one video a week to YouTube members. And then, oh, here's the other one right here. It was floating around. Okay, well, we found that. Put that in there because that was from my collection. It was hidden in the book. And score, what is still a 3.4? Alright. Yeah, trees take a long time to put together. When I do the campground stuff, like I said, building one tree is not bad, but when you got to build several of them, it gets to be pretty tedious. Or I got my teeth backwards. Whoops, what do we do? Yeah, like that. Just kind of rotate them a bit. What, are the kitties out of school already? I've kind of been snooping on the, if you've ever been on the teacher subreddit. Yeah, kind of glad I'm not a teacher. There was a story I read, somebody that got in trouble for a student hugging them, and I thought, oh, that's why I'm not into teaching anymore. I went into it for 1 year, and that was it for me. And I didn't get any hugs, but you know, the way everything is now, you got to be careful. Some of those people in there are like, oh, I give everybody a hug. I mean, some kids don't even, I remember when I was little, I used to get hugs from my parents. I remember when I was in school, teachers would do that when I was younger. They stopped doing it in junior high. Some of us never got it from home. All right. Okay, it goes here, right there. All right. We still got a bunch of parts left. We're not done yet. Like we got to build a duck or something. But it's just kind of sad. That's just how it is. That's probably why I'm going to try not to go into rant mode here. But that's probably why everything is the way it is today. Well, I thought those were in cool yellow, but they're not. Yeah, I've been playing that Lego Fortnite, and sometimes I wish they would have just hired me to do their models. 'Cause some things just don't fit right, and it's the beauty about having autism. You see things differently than everybody else does, and it's like, okay, I'm going to show you something here. Put that little peg inside that hole. I was looking at that thing and it couldn't quite fit. Oh. Alrighty. I think it's supposed to be a duck or swan, maybe? Well, not a swan. It's got to be a duck, obviously. These little pieces, after a while, they kind of get to the point where they're hard to put on and get them on at least somewhat decently straight. You just have to try. Of course, I could just use the side of the brick separator too and just kind of do that. Alright. Maybe it's a parrot. It's sitting on the roof, not in the pool. It's up there. You can't see it. Well, we'll show you later here. Well, I can just do that, huh? Right up there. Goes right there. It's almost as big as the air condition. And after you put that on there, that's it. We're done. And there's a ton of parts left. Looks like just one of each. Just lots of little pieces. Okay. So, and the flame piece too. And that's what we have remaining there for all the parts. Now, obviously you could tell this set is not really portable, so you can't just move it around. It feels pretty sturdy, so I think we're fine. Now we're just going to set up here for the thumbnail and for the review shot. Now, for the most part, the set wasn't too bad in terms of build. Build quality seems a little more on the robust side, so this is meant to be played with. I still can't look past the scratched parts, but let's look at the positives here, because there's only it was missing one part and just a few flakiness, but the main thing I'm dinging off is the scratch pieces. I just can't look past them. That's essentially what it is. I'm not going to do a full-blown tour. The trees seem kind of flimsy. This is obviously, you don't want to pick it up by any means, but this thing here feels kind of flimsy. The chairs were kind of hard to put on, but that flower there is what dinged me off a point. Here's the inside. Like a little dollhouse. You know, I mean, you got your foyer, you got your living room, your kitchen, some reading room here, and looks like we have a bathroom with some kind of rock facade there. And yeah, it's very bare inside. You know, you've seen my house builds, my later ones. I literally just put lots of clutter in there. But there's a lot of pieces in here that I could use. This chair's pretty interesting. You could probably snag that right there. Maybe the sofa, the coffee table's pretty cool. Other than that, though, it's not too bad of a build. Well, I'm going to take a breather for a bit, and we can come back. Or I could just do the formal view right now and just do the 360 tour, huh? I may just do the 360 tour real fast, because everything's here. Let me just balance the light out. I may just do that real fast here, just to kind of get it out of the way. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the camera down just a bit here. That's straight ahead. Looks pretty good. Okay. Here's the back side. And when I do the thing on this, there will be a close-up tour because, I mean, this is fine the way it is, but I want to get up close. So there will be a close-up tour. I'll take the ring light because that grommet's not stripped out. I'm just going to do it in that order. So I'm going to go ahead, save my work, and then I'm going to come back in and we'll do a close-up. We'll do the final tour. The review is going to be pretty interesting, but we're going to start with build quality, and for the most part it's a pretty sound build. I did have a few issues with placing these chairs, and these flowers are pretty delicate. Sometimes those will actually come off the stem. The palm trees are not too bad, but they just feel kind of flimsy, but I didn't really have anything fall off on the model, so that's pretty good. Build experience is another issue. Now, it kept my interest throughout the build, but I think mostly it's just the white color. It just seems a bit on the bland side. There is pops of color like the green trees and the flippers and some of the siding on the house, but it's just the main color of it is white, and it's just, I don't know, it's just not really a good color for this. But for the build experience, for the most part, my retention was pretty good with the build. It just kept my interest throughout the whole construction process. And as we saw, there is plenty of play value. You have the pool, you have access to all the exterior stuff, and the interior rooms. So there's just full access. This is meant to be played with. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that this thing's a bit on the big side to pick up. You got to be careful. You don't want to pick this up in certain areas. So the best thing is to keep this on a flat surface, because some of this, like the pool, you don't want to pick it up by the trees or up here. You got to pick it up from the bottom. So you're going to have to scoop it up. But nonetheless, it is a nice model at that. Now the set does come with a lot of good pieces to build other mocks, so I'm sure that the parts in the modern beach house could be used for other creations. In addition, if one wanted to, you could get another model and just make a mirror image of it and just put the two together and have a full complete house. But for me personally, it is good as is. You could just make a back with your own pieces if you choose. So there is some potential with this. Could it be dropped in a Lego City? Not in its current state. You'd actually have to finish up the back to do so. But I can see this being sitting on maybe a shoreline. It would look really good. It's the nice size, the right height for a Lego City. So this would fit with the Lego City theme. Now, for the score, and sadly I had to do it, it's a 3.4. Why such a low score? First off, there is some fragile pieces that did come off and stuff like that. It was missing one part, which was just a 1x2 flat tile. No biggie there. The main thing I'm dinging off is scratched pieces. This one here was a winner with that one. Almost every one of these window pieces had a lot of deep scratches. And I'm hoping they show up on the close-up tours. But there was just so many pieces that were scratched and pitted. It felt like it was a used set. And honestly, it seemed like Lego did not care how the set was packed. They just threw it in a couple of bags and say, here you go. And I understand, I know some throw these things around and stuff like that. But for me being a collector, I don't really want to see parts that are just heavily scratched or pitted. So all these window pieces are pretty much, somebody lost their cherries, pretty much scratched, and there's no way to really clean those up. So 3.4 is the score. But the good thing is it does come with a brick separator. It does have 3 printed building guides, but I can't just look past the scratch stuff. You get a set like this, and it just looks like it's been dragged through a wringer. I don't know. I don't know what Lego was thinking on packaging this stuff, but they need to start improving this, because I'm not going to go lightly on the scores anymore. And I see 1 or 2 pieces. Yeah, I could look past that, but almost every one of these is pretty much has been really scuffed and pitted. Yeah, that's not really good. But nonetheless, though, it is a really good build experience. The build quality is pretty good. I just wish the set was packed better. But tell me what you think of the modern beach house.